John Gerardi here, representing the Williamsport Sun-Gazette, alongside Ben Burrows over here covering the international field for the Little League World Series. Yesterday, Japan and Asia Pacific had a 9-inning game. Both starters combined for 22 strikeouts, 11 each. What did you take away from that game?
I thought it just reiterated the fact that those two are, I feel, by far the two best teams in the entire field. I thought Japan had a little bit of an edge coming in, but they decided not to throw their ace in the game and rather save them for their game against Panama if they were to win, which they did, and that sets them up really well. I don't think you can really take that much away from Taiwan, because these were two really, really solid fundamental teams that it was just gonna, one of the teams was gonna have to crack eventually, and it just happened to be Taiwan, and Japan won on the walk-off. So I think, again, it just reiterated these two teams, I feel, are by far the best in the international scene.
I mean, those two have great pitching. Offensively, though, you have to look at Mexico. They seem to be a team that you can't really silence their bat at all.
Right. I think they're an interesting pick because they've had 8 home runs so far in 2 games, and their home runs and their power can really keep them in any contest. Even if they're down 5 or 6 runs, a 3-run home run here and a solo shot there gets them right back into the game. And they're just, the coach says they're a balanced offense, but they've really gotten most of it from power. So teams are really going to have to be weary of throwing up meatballs because they'll hit them out of the park.
Definitely. Talk a little bit about Edisson Gonzalez's performance last year.
I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. He gave up 2 runs, 1 of them was earned, and had 8 strikeouts in 4 innings. I thought he mixed in solid fastball, mid-60s to high 60s, and he had a plus curveball. He was throwing it for strikes, he was confident, he was throwing it to start at bats, and that's usually something that you don't see here at the Little League World Series. Kids usually throw curveballs in the dirt to try and get swing and misses, but he was really able to locate it really well, and that's just something you don't see at the Little League World Series at this point.
Yep. Oregon plays Uganda. Talk about that a little bit, that kind of culture with the U.S. playing that Uganda team from one of the first ones here from Africa.
I think overall it's just great to get 2 cultures to come together. I really love the idea of these crossover games, and in this case it's a consolation game because of both teams are I think it's just going to be really great to see a team from Oregon get to play a team from Africa, and it's also a great game because Gresham, Oregon has never been here before. And as we all know, Uganda in the continent of Africa has never been here before. And these teams are both going to be focused around defense and pitching, so I think we're going to see a low-scoring game, but it should be fun.
Yeah. The Uganda coach, Henry, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, the kids really seem to kind of take a liking to him. So what's his personality like? Why do they kind of, associate with him?
Well, he's just a really colorful personality. He's got one of those infectious smiles. You can't help but be happy when you're around him. He's just happy all the time, along with the rest of the team, to be honest. They're constantly smiling, and he's just so kind. I think Uganda's proven to be the nicest team we've had here in a long time, if ever. And Henry's just so open and caring about everyone he meets. And he's just one of the kindest people I've met, period, let alone here at the Little League World Series. And I can really see why he's caught on and become a fan favorite, both with fans and kids.
And last question here today. In the loser's bracket, what teams do you see on the international side you think could kind of be an underdog and make it fun?
I think an underdog team would probably be Mexico. I believe Taiwan's going to come back through, but I still think Mexico is a team to watch just because of their power. Home runs can keep any team in any game, and even if they get down big, which they did against Canada, they went down 8-0. Scored 7 runs in an inning and came back, so they can score bunches.
All right, that'll do it. We're here at in front of Lamini Stadium for the Little League World Series. Go to the Sun-Gazette website for all stories and our video updates, and follow the entire sports staff on Twitter for live updates.